students. In this video we are going to study new topic, sets and relations. So it is important concept in mathematics. So first of all, let's see what is a set. Set is a collection of well defined objects. Sets are denoted by capital letters A, B and C. So here this set A is a set of numbers, natural numbers from 1 to 10. So I have listed all the elements, and these elements, they are enclosed in curly brackets, and this set is denoted by capital letter A. Second set is set of students of Sri Shivaji Vidya Mandir. So here all the elements are not listed here, just we have written that it is a set of all the students. In the third one, a set C is denoted by number x. X is a natural number. This is x belongs to n, that is x is a member of natural number set, and x lies between 1 to 9. 1 is not included, see equal to is not given here, but for 9 we have equal to. So the number x lies between 1 and 9. 1 is not included but 9 is included. That means here it starts with 2, then 3 up to 9. So it is set of all natural numbers from 2 to 9. In the third one, set D is given, x belongs to n, that means x is a natural number, x is even number, and x lies between 5 to 15, including 5 and 15. So we have to start with 5 and the number goes up to 15, but we have to list only even numbers. So though 5 is included here, but 5 is not an even number, so we have to start with 6. Then the next even natural number is 8, then 10, 12, 14, the next one is 16, but we have to list the number up to 15 only. 16 is greater than 15, so we cannot include 16 here. So set D contains 6, 8, 10, 12 and 14. Okay. So set is a collection of well defined objects, that is something should be common in all the elements. So it is well defined objects, and sets are denoted by capital letters. Now there are three systems to denote or to write sets. So what are those systems? Let's see those systems. So to represent a set we have three methods. First one is roster or tabular or list method. So the name itself suggests that as it is list method, we have to list all the elements of the set. The second one is set builder or rule method. So here the set is described by some rule. And the third one is a Venn diagram. So it is Venn is mathematician, so it is on the name of the mathematician Venn. So let's see all the three methods by an example. Roster or tabular or list method. For example, if I write a set, say A equal to say 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. So here I have listed all the elements of the set. Okay. Now let's write this set by rule method. So set A, we write here x, and we have to write condition for x. So basically, first of all, x is a natural number, so x belongs to n, and those natural numbers, they start with 2 and end with 7. So natural number which lies between 2 to 7, including 2 and 7. So this set, now it is represented by a rule. Rule is that the number should lie between 2 and 7, including 2 and 7, and it should be a natural number. Now by Venn diagram, so you can draw a circle or oval shape diagram or triangle, rectangle, any shape will do, and represent those elements by element. So I have represent 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7 by dots. So here these elements 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, those are represented by these dots, and those I have drawn a circle for that. So these elements, they are included in a circle or oval shape diagram or any rectangle or triangle. You can use any of shape. So this is Venn diagram. Okay. So we can represent set by these three methods. One question is given here. Represent this set by list method or tabular method or roster method. Now it is given in rule method. So x is an integer and this integer lies between -3/2 and 9/2. So -3/2 is -1.5. If I represent this on number line, see here which integer we want. It is -1.5. So if this is -1 and this is -2, then this one is -1.5. So this is -1.5 and 9/2 is 4.5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 4.5 is here. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you can see the integer which lies between -1.5 and 4.5. Those are -1, 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So if I write B by list method, I have to list all the elements between -1.5 and 4.5. So we want numbers or integers which are greater than -1.5. That means to the right of 1.5, but less than 4.5. That means to the left of 4.5. So those numbers are -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now this here, this B is represented by roster method, and here it is represented by list method. Sorry, the first one is rule method and the second one is list or set builder. This one is set builder rule method and this one is list method. Let's take one more example. Now let's list the numbers first. So +-1, +-2, +-3, +-4. Now represent this set by rule method. So if I denote this set by A, now here it is, all the elements are listed. Now we want a rule. So we can take x. See here the numbers, they lie between -4 to 4. So we can write here that x is an integer. X is an integer and this lies between -4 to 4. So -4, -3, -4, -3, -2, -1, 0. Then 1, 2, 3, 4. So we get all the numbers. Or we can write it as x. X is square root of 1. Let's take 0 also, as 0 is included there. 0, 1, 4, 9, 16. So x is square root of 0, 1, 4, 9 and 16. Square root of 0 is 0. Square roots of 1 are +-1. Square roots of 4 +-2. Square root of 9 +-3. And square root of 16 +-4. So we can write like this also. So using rule method, now we have represented the set. Now let's see some types of sets. The first one is empty set. As the name suggests, the set does not contain any of the element. So it is empty set. It does not contain any element. For example, if I take set A equal to, say x is a natural number, 1 less than x less than 2. See, I want a natural number between 1 and 2. But there is no natural number between 1 and 2. So it is empty set. Okay. So empty set basically does not contain any of the elements. Next one is singleton set. Again, the name suggests that the set has only one element, single element. So that's why it is a singleton set. Let's see example. Singleton set is a set x such that x is neither positive nor negative. Neither positive nor negative. Now the only number which is not positive and not negative is 0. So the set contains only one element, 0. So that's why it is singleton set. Or you can say uh, principal of a school. So a school has only one principal. So it is a singleton set, like that. The next one is finite set. So finite set contains finite number of elements. Finite number of elements. For example, set of students in a college. So if go on counting, it will end some after some time. So it is finite set. Infinite set is the set which contain infinite number of elements. For example, set of natural numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, so on. So this is infinite set. Set of integers is infinite set, like that. So set which contains finite number of elements is finite, and which is not finite is known as infinite set. The next one is a subset. For example, if A contains elements say 1, 2, 5, 6, and set B contains 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then here every element of set A is also element of set B. See, you can see here that 1, 2, then 5 is included here and 6 is included here. So all the elements of set A are set of elements B. So we say that A is subset of B, and we denote it like this. A is subset of B, or A is contained in B, or B contains A. So A is subset of B. So by Venn diagram also we can draw this subset like this. If I represent set B by a big circle, so this is set B and this is set A. You can see here that A is part of B. A is contained in B, or B contains A. Or we can draw the elements also 1, 2, 5, 6 here. See, A has elements 1, 2, 5, 6. Now B has 1, 2, 5, 6 already there. So 1, 2, 3, 3, 4 we have to write it outside this circle of A. 3, 4, then 6, 7. 3, 4 and 7 like this. So now B is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 like that. So here A is subset of B. Moreover, we say that A is a proper subset of B. Now what is proper subset? Proper subset means what? B contains more elements than A. So there is at least one element in B which is not in A. So in that case we say that A is proper subset of B. Here 3 is member of B, but 3 is not member of A. So B has more elements than A. Those are 3, 4 and 7. So B is bigger than A. So we say that A is proper subset of B. So this is proper subset. The next one is power set. So power set is basically power set of A. Power set of A means set of all subsets of set A. For example, if A contains 2 elements 1, 2, then let's write down all the subsets of A. That is known as power set of A. See, empty set is always a subset of any element. Empty set is denoted by, here first of all we have written that empty set. I have written the example. Empty set is denoted by 5 or just the curly brackets with nothing in it. So but don't write like this. This means what? This set contains 5. So either write 5 or only the curly brackets, empty curly brackets. So empty set is always subset of any set. It does not contain anything, so it is part of A. So that's why empty set is subset of any set. So 5 is a subset of A. Now let's write the singleton elements of A. So singleton subsets. only singleton 1, then a singleton 2, and then sets subsets having two elements 1 2. So we have listed all the elements. So this is power set of A. Okay, let's take one more example. So this is first example. Now let's take one more example. Let's take B as say A, B, C. Now instead of numbers, let's take letters. So letters A, B and C. So let's write down power set of B. Power set of, start with 0 element, that means empty set. Now write down the singleton elements. So singleton A, singleton B, singleton C. These are subsets of B. Now take two sets with two elements. So let's take A and B together, then A and C together, and then B and C together. So we have these three subsets with two elements, and the last one is subset with three elements A, B and C. So this is power set of B. You can see here that if A contains two elements, power set contains four elements. If A contains three elements, then how many elements this power set has? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. So if B contains 3 elements, power set has 8 elements. What if A contains singleton element? So if A has only one element, say P, then power set of A is 5 and P itself. So it has only two elements. So let's write down the number of elements. So here number of elements of A and number of elements in power set of A. Number of elements in A is 1, then power set has elements 2. Number of elements of A is 2, then power set has 4 elements. If it is 3, it has 8. You can see here that it is GP. 2, 2 into 2, 4, 4 into 2, 8. So the next one will be 16. The next is 32. So you can see here that 2 raised to 1. This is 2 square. This is 2 cube. We should relate this number to these numbers. So it is 2, 2 raised to 1. 4 means 2 raised to 2. 8 is 2 raised to 3. So if it is 4, then it is 2 raised to 4. So on. If A has n elements, then power set has 2 raised to n elements. So this is our node. If A has n elements, then power set of A has 2 raised to n elements. So we are considering only finite set. So for finite set we have this result. So this is power set. The next one is equal sets. Equal sets means what? Both the sets, they are having the same elements. So here equal sets means what? A should be subset of B and B should be subset of A. For example, if A is 1 2 and B is also 1 2, like this. So A is subset of B and B is subset of A. But this is not a proper subset, as both are having the same elements. So basically both should have the same elements. So that means those are equal set. Next is equivalent set. So equivalent sets, those sets which are having same number of elements. For example, if I take A equal to 1 2 3, B equal to say P Q R, C equal to say A B C, like that. So here A is not subset of B because B does not contain 1 2 and 3. So those are not subsets of one another, but they are having the same number of elements. So such sets are known as equivalent sets. And the more important is universal set. Universal set is denoted by X or U, and universal set is a set such that the sets under consideration are subset of universal set. For example, if we consider say set A equal to, if we considering the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, then set B, we say 4, 7, 8, 10 like that. So in this case we can take this universal set as set of numbers from 1 to 10. So A and B are subsets of this universal set X. So sometimes universal set is specified, and if it is not necessary, then universal set is not specified. So if it is specified, then only we can take the universal set. Otherwise, we can take any set. So this set A and B are subsets of this universal set X. So now we have to consider the algebra of sets. So in the next video we will be seeing the algebra of sets. So today's homework is exercise 5.1, question number 1 and question number 2. This is today's exercise. Okay, thank you. See you in the next video.